Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Come in. Come in. Come in. Welcome. Welcome. Make sure you sign in the chat box so that I know that you're here and where you're signaling from. And I'm going to give it a couple of more minutes and then I will get started. Hi, everyone. Hello. Hello. Sign in. Say where you're from. Make sure you do a thumbs up while you're there. I see you signing in. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Come on, folks. Thumbs up. Keeps the channel on YouTube. Hi, Carol. How you doing? North Carolina in the house. I've been to North Carolina, I think. Greensville, Greensburg, Green something. I don't know. Maybe it was South Carolina. I don't know. I don't know. We're going to be talking about bad hair experiences. I was waiting for people to send me their stories about some bad experiences that they've had, whether it's salon or whatever, So, but people are lazy. I'm doing okay. Thank you for asking. How are you? I'm doing all right. I'm tired. My feet hurt because I was on my feet all day and pressure canning some food. I don't really cover that on this channel. I covered it on the other channel. But I didn't do a video about that today. I guess I could take some pictures and everything and show everybody else what I do. Hi, Sharon Moore, New York in the house. How you doing? Hi, Cynthia, Jacksonville, Florida, right? Hi, Elizabeth. Where are you signaling from, Elizabeth? Hi, Adrian. Hi, Shirley. You're not able to catch me on live. Here I am. Hi, Adrian. Michigan in the house. Good to see you guys. My hair is still wet. Ooh. Staten Island. All right, Staten Island in the house. Oh, thank you. Shirley said I got a cute hairstyle. I've been wearing it like this for a while because I was telling you guys that I was trying to do stuff easier because I've been busy. I ain't got time to be twisting my hair all the time. I've been really busy. Busy scratching mosquito bites for one thing. And if any of you are on my other channel, then you know that a few weeks back we had a vicious dog attack on our urban farm that killed 8 of our chickens out of our 10. Or yeah, killed our chickens. So we had to get more chickens, and this is their first week outside. So anyhow, that's on the other channel called the Christopats Adventure and Travel Channel. You can find that link down in the description box. Oh, yeah. Well, I always wear it like this. I just have it higher up. Usually it's back here. I just have it higher up and it's still wet because I just washed it and after I was outside with the chickens. But anyhow, okay, you guys, make sure you do a thumbs up. Make sure. That's what helps keep our channel on YouTube because, they don't mind canceling people. They really don't. I'm surprised I'm still here, but thank God I'm still here. Well, I was waiting for some stories to come in about bad hair experiences because I've heard some things, right? About, oh, thank you. Elizabeth says your growth is outstanding. Thank you. Um, I've heard some things. Now, you guys know I don't do salons. I don't go to salons. When my hair was permed, I went to a beauty school, and they would have their students who were, I guess, apprenticing, I guess is what you would call it. They would have their students work on the clients that came in or the customers that came in. And, that's how they were getting their what do you call it? Their practicals, I guess, is what you would call it. And so I would go there knowing that they might make a mistake. But the only thing I would go there for would be a trim, right? I wouldn't go to have them do a whole big style or anything like that. And they only charge like $5. So let's see. Shirley has a question. What can I take to make my hair grow back? It depends on why your hair left in the first place. So it depends. That's a broad question. So Elizabeth said I had a very bad Dominican salon experience. Now, see, that's what I wanted to hear. And I had asked you guys on the community tab, I said, send me your story and I will read it on the air. That way, we could get some input as to how to fix that or whatever, we could exchange ideas or whatever. But nobody sent me their stories, right? So I'm thinking, boy, I tell you what, I live in a country full of consumers, boy. People love to consume stuff, but they don't like to contribute. So anyhow, you lost it due to medication. It depends on whether if you have to stay on the medication and the medication has made your hair fall out, it depends on the medication too. If it was radiation and it destroyed your hair follicles, your hair won't grow back. Typically, it won't grow back because of scar tissue. Um, I have seen people grow their hair back when they had mild radiation. I've seen people's hair grow back. It didn't grow back exactly the same, but it did grow back. And if it's due to medication, like I say, it depends on what the medication is. And if you can find a natural alternative to that, because, let me just say that a lot of times the stuff that we're prescribed is, comes from, it's synthetic, but the base properties would come from a natural thing. For example, the fly, if you've ever heard of foxglove, well, that's where we get heart medication called digitalis, right? And some people don't know that. Now, don't go out and start sucking on foxglove if you have a heart condition. I'm not saying that. I'm saying they supercharge it. They take it into a lab. They take apart all the components. They put it back together in a synthetic form, and you get digitalis, right? Which helps with your rhythm of your heart and all that. But it comes from foxglove. So a lot of the medications and things that we take, because they supercharge them, they may start out with a natural plant, but then they go into a lab, and you got the evil scientists in there doing all this crazy stuff, and then you come out with something that's technically poison. That's why they have to give you all this long side effects, right? Because it's poison. It's not something that your body is used to. And, my personal opinion is we have to do the research on our own and find out what's a natural alternative to what I'm taking right now. So, if you could find a natural alternative, it won't have all the poisons and stuff in it. And one of the things that I wanted to start doing, because I've taught myself how to make soap, I know how to pressure can food, how to preserve food. I know how to do all that, right? I started teaching myself that kind of stuff in 2014. So I've been doing it for a while now. But one of the other things that I wanted to get into was making my own medications, natural medications, in the event that, like this past year, this big crisis that we had, and you go into the store, if you went into the store, and a lot of stuff that we normally would have, we didn't have because it was coming from, most of our medications come from two countries, China and India. And if everything was shut down and nothing was moving, right, then it was hard to get medication. There was some hospitals, VA clinics, and all that was running short on stuff because the border was shut down. There was no traffic going. Some commerce had completely stopped. We were in a silent war with China, and so there were medications that were missing. But if people had known that there were alternatives to what they were doing that would have the same effect on them without the side effects, they probably could have done that. So I'm looking into making my own tinctures and stuff for here at home. Um, anyway, and it'll help, it'll help. It'll help keep your hair on your head, but you have to figure out what medication is causing it to come out and see if you can find an alternative, a natural alternative for it. Talk to your doctor. Now, let me tell you this about doctors. Most of them are conventional medicine doctors. They do not treat the ailment itself at the root. They just deal with symptoms. They just want to make you feel better, right? And that's how you can end up with 12, 15 different medications, because this medication, it's doing its job, but you got that long list of side effects, right? So now they got to give you a medication to alleviate the side effects, which causes a different side effect somewhere else. So now they got to give you a medication to help temper off that medication, and on it goes. And next thing you know, you're toxic. You've got all this stuff going on. Your hair will start coming out. Your skin will crack. It's toxic. It's poison. So am I making sense? Yeah, don't get me started on stuff crazy. Blood pressure medication. Okay. There are things that you can do to lower your own blood pressure naturally. The medications, if you look at the medications that they're giving you and what they're expected to do, I guarantee you there's a natural alternative for it. For example, one blood medication is a diuretic, right? That's all it does. Is it programs your kidneys to release more water. I was just talking to somebody about this the other day, and I was telling them it's almost like the body is a really interesting machine, because if you have something in one of the systems going wrong, then it makes all the other systems not work at their optimum place. You know what I mean? So, for example, if you have high blood pressure, then you probably, the first thing they'll do is put you on some kind of a diuretic, something to make you lose fluid so that your heart doesn't have to work as hard. When you're holding too much fluid, it's putting pressure on your veins, right? Which makes it harder for the blood to go through, which makes your heart pump harder. and that affects your kidneys, right? It's crazy. So that's why they give you the diuretic, so that you can release the water. But what's a natural alternative to a diuretic, which is designed to help you release water? Hibiscus. There's different teas and things that you can drink that will accomplish the same thing, right? Without the poison. There is something that you can do in regard to, now, one of the other side effects of taking a diuretic is that if you lose too much water, then you're losing potassium, right? If you lose potassium, that'll affect your kidneys. That will affect your bones. And that's why it's better to try to find natural alternatives. So yeah, and so Adrian said not making things. That's right. Not making things in the U.S. can cause shortages. Yeah, because if all of our eggs are in one basket or two baskets, so to speak, and those two baskets decide they want to take a hike, then that leaves our entire population without medication, right? And so this is why a lot of people have decided to go the way of natural stuff, because you can't depend on and the pharmaceutical companies. Listen, they're not trying to make you better, okay? They're trying to make a dollar. They're not a nonprofit charitable organization. Pharmaceutical companies are in business to make money. And if they have to risk your health to do it, oh well, that's the cost of doing business. That's how they see it, right? And so yeah. I'm just trying to lean more toward doing natural things. I know that now when I was up north, when I was in Canada, my husband's Canadian, if you guys didn't know that. And I spent 10 years in Canada. And his doctor had studied both sides of medicine. He was a naturopath and he was a conventional medicine doctor. Plus, he was a surgeon. He did breast surgeries and stuff like that. He was about the same age as us. Brilliant, brilliant doctor. But the system up there won't allow him to do his job the way he's supposed to. In other words, when we would go into the office, just for a general checkup, I'd drag my husband, go get a checkup. I'd drag him to the doctor. And he wouldn't even as much as take his blood pressure because they're on a clock. They got to see so many people. That's socialized medicine, right? This is when the government has complete control over medicine and hospitalization and clinics and all that. That's why we don't want it here, because I lived in a country that had that 10 years, folks. Okay, so I'm not blowing smoke. I'm telling you what I have lived through. The doctors take their training in Europe. They take their training here. They take some of their training there. Come out of school, brilliant doctors, ready to save lives, ready to do whatever they got to do. And then they get into that government system that's telling them, listen, you need to see 30 patients a day, and they're under contract. They got to do this. Well, what does that mean? That means the quality of your care goes down, right? That's what happens. The quality of your care goes down, and you just treat it like cattle. You go in and listen. Let me tell you something. He was going to do his job. First of all, I knew he was a brilliant doctor because I listened to him talk, and I thought, wow, and he was talking to me about something article that he had read from what's the name of that clinic, Walter Reed or whatever, and no, the Mayo Clinic. And he was reading an article, and he said they were saying that this causes this. He says, but nobody was asking why. And just the fact that he wanted to investigate and find out why is this happening so that he could help a patient was good for me, good enough for me. So I knew he was a brilliant doctor, but I also knew that he was a slave to the system that's engulfed his country, right? Now, he was originally from South Africa, but he had moved to Canada many, many moons ago. And that's where he was practicing. He practiced in Africa too, but he was living now I think he was a Canadian citizen living in Canada, practicing medicine. But let me tell you what he did. I was having a lot of pain. I didn't know why I was having all this pain. And so I described it to him, and he was sitting there. He was listening very intently. And he said, it's inflammation. I said, inflammation. And he said, it's inflammation. And he says, I want you to start taking turmeric. I said, I use turmeric. I make curry from time to time, and I use turmeric in it. He says, every day, I want you to take turmeric with an equal amount of black pepper. Because I told him, I said, I can't get a decent night's sleep because every time I turn over, it's like Rice Krispies, snap, crackle, and pop, right? I just, oh my God, don't get old. Okay. I was like, my goodness, I turn over something snapping and crackling and popping, and I'm sore and I can't sleep and all this. He said, turmeric. Okay. So you know what I did? I told my husband, we're going to start eating turmeric. Okay. We got sick of turmeric. But let me tell you, when I would make scrambled eggs or I would make something and I would sprinkle like a half a teaspoon or a teaspoon of turmeric on my food and the equal amount of black pepper. That's what I did. 2 weeks later, we were sitting at the table eating, and I said, I don't even remember going to sleep last night, right? I just remember waking up. And I said, how are you sleeping? And he said, pretty good, I think. I was like, wow, natural. Turmeric is a root. It's a root, right? You can find it anywhere. You just have to make sure that it's organic, right? So that they're not spraying the plant with pesticides or whatever. But turmeric and black pepper, it's a natural anti-inflammatory. There you go, right? Rather than taking steroids and stuff that is poison. I'm telling you, we have got to get back to doing stuff that our ancestors did. They had natural medicines and stuff that they made themselves. They looked for stuff. Dandelion is it's a detoxification thing. I don't know. I've never used it, but I did read that. Anyway, there you go. Okay, let's see. Hi, Ronchella. You so funny. You ain't told no lie. Yeah, anyway, them doctors, man, I'm telling you, they ain't all bad, but I tell you what, they don't mind poisoning you. If they don't have both sides of medicine, then all they will do is push pills. Now, let me tell you one of my experiences. Okay, so I was seeing this chiropractor. This was before the days of turmeric, right? I'm thinking I'm in pain. I need an adjustment. And he didn't have a problem seeing me for a solid year before telling me he really couldn't help me. Okay, so yeah, I got to think about doctors. But anyway, so I was seeing this chiropractor and I was having all this pain. And I thought, something's got to give here. I don't understand why. As a matter of fact, seeing him made me feel worse. And he was saying, oh, it's a transition. And he says chiropractors are actually, they're moving bones and they're moving muscle and they're doing all this. He said it's like a non-invasive surgery. So in the beginning, you are going to feel some discomfort. Okay, fine. So I'm thinking, yeah, how long is this going to last? Anyway, he took my blood pressure one day and he said, your blood pressure seems just a little bit high. And I'm thinking, yeah, that might have something to do with all this pain I'm in. Thank you very much. So he called out to my doctor out on post and said, her blood pressure is a little high. I'd like to know how come nobody's doing anything about this. Well, they jumped on it then. I mean, how embarrassing is that? That a doctor in the community has to call a military doctor and a VA doctor and say, do your job, right? Anyway, so this one doctor decides that he wants to give me medication to lower my blood pressure. Now, it was just slightly high, right? But the chiropractor was concerned that I had stage 1 hypertension. He says, I don't know if this is always this way or what. Well, I didn't have a blood pressure monitor at my house, so I didn't know neither, right? I don't know. It was just slightly high. I'm thinking, well, maybe it's because of the pain that I'm in. This doctor, the other doctor out on post, decides, I want you to come in and, do a face-to-face visit with me. Okay, fine. So I go in and he says, I want to put you on this medication. I'm thinking, here we go. Here we go. That's always the go-to. Here's another drug, They're drug lords, man. Anyway, I want to put you on this medication. I want to, your cholesterol is a little bit high, he says. I thought I was here for hypertension, but okay. Your cholesterol is a little bit high. Okay, maybe. Okay, because I like eggs and stuff like that, right? Okay. And then I got to thinking. He says, I'm going to prescribe you this. I don't even know what it was, y'all, because I didn't take it. Okay, I did not take it. I came home. I got on the computer. And I thought, I'm sorry, I got something in my eye. Natural remedy to lower blood pressure. And natural remedy to lower cholesterol, right? You know what it said? Oatmeal. I hate oatmeal, but it said oatmeal. I thought, I'm going to see if this works. He says, I want to see you back in 6 weeks. Okay, I'm going to give you this prescription. I'm thinking, you can give it to me, but I'm not going to take it. I just said, okay. So I got home and I looked it up and it said oatmeal. Okay. So I committed to eating oatmeal 3 times a week for 6 weeks, right? Just a little bit. 3 times a week for 6 weeks. I went back, had another blood test. Guess what? My cholesterol had dropped 79 points. So the doctor calls me. He's all excited. Oh, that medication is working wonders for you. I haven't seen anything like this. And he's going on and on. I'm holding the phone, right? He's going on and on and on about this wonder drug that I never took. And I said, can I just stop you for a minute? I didn't take one single pill. All I did was change my diet. And I have a question for you. Why was that not the first suggestion that you made rather than pushing a pill on me? You have to take the medication. I said, are you listening? Are you listening? All I had to do was eat some oatmeal. I didn't have to take a poison pill to lower my cholesterol. What is wrong with you? He didn't say anything else. I fired him. I told the VA, I don't want to see him ever again. I want a different doctor. Because to me, that's legalized drug trafficking. Okay. You try to, no. So I said all that to say, there are natural things we can do to help keep our hair from falling out, or to help it grow back, or to take care of our general health, right? Can we all agree on that? There's some stuff that we can do. We don't have to be at the mercy of a pharmaceutical company or a doctor that likes to push pills, whether you need it or not. What the heck is that about? I was thinking maybe he gets some kind of kickback for every prescription he writes. Well, I don't know. But I never even got the prescription filled. So, anyhow, he could kiss my grits on that one because I wasn't taking it. And I never did take it. So there you go. Anyhow. So let's see. Elizabeth said, I used to be a side sleeper. Now I sleep on my back. What are you using now? For what? What am I using for what? I'll wait for you to. Listen, I ain't trying to be funny. I'm just being serious. Now you got me cracking up. I'm being serious. These people are crazy. They crazy. Listen, everybody. Listen, y'all. I'm telling you, they could care less about your health. If you find a good doctor that respects naturopathic medicine as well, even if he or she is practicing conventional medicine. Let me turn this up a bit. Even if he or she is practicing conventional medicine, they know it all started in the ground. They know it started with a dandelion or with foxglove or with something else, They know that. But what they've been taught in school is to deal with the symptoms. They're not interested in healing. Listen, and let me tell you something else, okay? These people that are invested in these cures, so-called, including the one that's out there now from these different pharmaceutical companies, have bought the patents on these drugs. They're getting paid billions of dollars to come up with a drug real quick, okay? They could care less about the long-term effects that it has on you or your hair or anything else that has to do with you, because it's all about, how they used to say it, it's all about the Benjamins, okay? They could care less. They don't care. They don't know you. They don't have to look at your face. They don't have to see you going through any kind of detox treatment. They don't have to see you at all. All they have to do is get paid because they're in a lab somewhere acting like Dr. Frankenstein, making up all this poison and telling you it's for your good, right? Because they figure you're not going to do the research. You're just going to trust anything they tell you, Anyway, Um, Elizabeth said my sides hurt to the degree of not being able to lay on my sides no longer than half a minute. Wow. Do you know what's going on? I mean, you gotta dig into that and find out what's going on. You have a bad gallbladder, you got pulled muscles. That could be anything, right? You need to be able to target what it is. But anyhow, we're supposed to be talking about I don't know how. Now, see, I'm gonna tell you, one of y'all made me do this. Okay, I don't know who started this. It wasn't me. I was supposed to be talking about bad hair experiences. Lord Jesus, y'all see what y'all did? My doctor put blood pressure medication, and the side effects were swelling and oh yeah, swelling. Your what did he put you on? My goodness, ankles were swelling. My goodness, and you know what? It could be the dose is too high. It could be it ain't your body is like, yeah, we ain't liking this, Mm-mm. I need to lose some weight. Well, maybe that too, because you know what? If we got big derrieres and stuff, then it's kind of hard to lay on your side because half of you was up in the air like this, right? Because all that padding and stuff. So I don't know. You might need to lose. I ain't never seen you, so girl, I ain't mad at you. I don't know. I don't know if you need to lose some weight. Don't talk about losing weight. I gotta lose some weight too. Oh Lord. Anyhow, bad hair experiences. Okay. Number one, what would cause a bad hair experience? I would say a lack of research. It seems to be a reoccurring theme that people just don't know their hair, especially if they're starting out, right? And they don't know what to do. And so it's a lack of research. They don't look into it far enough to find out what the challenges could be, to find out what type of hair they have, or anything like that. So a lack of research can be one of the problems. Another thing is a bad hair experience could come from using bad products. Not everything out there on the market is good for your hair just because somebody else is raving about it, right? That's why number one is so important. Do the research and the different tests that you can do to try to find out what kind of hair you have, right? So that way you're not buying stuff, wasting money on stuff that's not going to work for you. It's just not going to work for you, right? So bad products or bad choice in products. Some products are just bad products. It's junk. And I don't even know how people got on the market with that stuff, right? But some of it is a good product, but it's the wrong product for you. And so you have, again, it goes back to research, right? And I know it's trial and error, especially if you're just starting. You really don't know. You really don't know. So you got to read, you got to become a label reader, right? If you don't want uh, to put silicone in your hair, you have to read the labels to see is there silicone in this. You also have to read the labels to see if there's alcohol in the product, right? Because some alcohol is good for the hair, certain types. Other types will dry your hair out and make it like straw, right? But you have to know what it is, and you have to read the labels. Okay. Number three, I would say a bad hair experience can come from a bad hairstylist. Look, y'all, I don't do salons, okay? Y'all know I don't do salons, and I did, matter of fact, I did a video a long time ago about how to avoid bad salon experiences. But I just want to touch on this for a minute. A bad stylist to me, if you go into an establishment, the first thing you need to do is to look where is their license displayed. Where is it? Where's their license, right? If they have a license, then at least the owner knows how to do hair. Now, understand this. It doesn't mean that everybody that works in that company or in that salon has been to school and has been certified through a board. It doesn't mean that. Right? So you might want to ask, unless you want to be an experiment on somebody who's having a bad day. Mm-mm. So there's that. Hi, Ruby. Thank you. Um, Hi, Monique. Thank you very much. Shirley says, I only go for a cut. I don't go for that. No. Anyway, I don't see too many horror stories. I am not going. No. Um, so the other thing is ask where the license is. If it's an established business, their license is supposed to be displayed where the public can see it, right? That's what I mean. Well, at least here, in this state. The other thing is find out if everybody in there, or at least the person that's going to be working on your hair, is licensed or certified to do so. And then remember that not everybody can do the same thing, right? Some people don't know how to do braids, right? Um, Other people know how to do braids, but they don't really know how to. Some people just know how to do relaxers and cut and style relaxed hair, but they don't know how to work with natural hair, all different types of natural hair. So find out about the person before you get in the chair, because I've seen, or I haven't seen it, but I've heard of experiences where people go to these different salons and they're in the chair for hours and hours and hours, and they're getting a relaxer uh, in their hair, and this person is trying to work on 2 and 3 people at a time. This one lady was saying she went in, she had an appointment, right? She made the appointment in advance, of course, and she goes in, she's in the chair, the lady puts the relaxer in her hair, and then she goes off to work on 2 or 3 other clients, almost forgetting that that woman was sitting there with this lye on her scalp and it burned her. So that was a problem. And then she wanted to get paid while her hair is falling out on the floor. See, yeah, no, nope, not doing it. So anyway, yeah. So the other thing is, if you go into a salon and it's dirty, I'm talking dirty, like there's hair on the floor and there's stuff everywhere. The windows aren't clean. I mean, they look like they should be right in the middle of Skid Row somewhere. You might want to turn around and go somewhere else, because they're required to keep a certain level of cleanliness in that establishment, right? Are they sanitizing their equipment? Do you see them? Does somebody just get up out of the chair and they're using the same razor and stuff, or the same, this is a barbershop, salon, whatever. They're using the same scissors. You didn't see them clean anything. It's the same thing with a nail salon. Somebody gets up, you go sit down, they're using the same stuff that they just used on somebody else's nails who may have had a nail fungus. Now you're going to have one because they nasty, right? Golly. Anyhow, y'all sick of me yet? Because I'm just getting started. I ain't just getting started. I ain't gonna wear you out. But anyway, it happens, folks. I'm telling you, it happens. And a lot of times people are shy or too embarrassed or intimidated to say something. They'll just sit there and do it. And I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you sit down in the chair of a nasty business? You wouldn't do it at a restaurant. I wouldn't. I would listen. I used to teach food sanitation and safety, and and I'm a restaurant's worst nightmare. Okay, I come in there. My husband and I were out somewhere, Washington or somewhere. I don't know where we were, and this lady brought me this food that was supposed to be turkey and something else, and it looked more like turkey jerky. I instantly hit a flash point, right? Because first of all, why would you serve me that when it's clearly dried out? And secondly, why are you in business if this is the best you can do? And anyway, I just looked at my husband and I said, I looked at the plate, I looked at him, he looked at me, You want to deal with it or you want me to deal with it? He said, I'll do it. I'll do it. Okay. I just sat there. He got up, went and took my plate. You have to do the same thing when it comes to your hair. Don't let people just do you any kind of way and not challenge them on it. This is you we're talking about, okay? So you got to have more respect for yourself than to allow somebody to just cut the fool on you like that and think you're supposed to pay for it. What? No. Anyhow, hey, JC. JC says frequent salon trips will have you bald. He's so crazy. Seriously, comb your own hair. Get good at it. I agree. I agree. Monique says if you say something, then the hairdresser will take it out on your hair. Listen, you can say it very nicely, you can say it very respectfully, and if they keep trying to go in a direction that you don't want them to go, leave. Right? Just leave. Listen, even if it's a relaxer, your hair will revert back over time. Okay? Just I would not sit there and pay for shoddy service. I just wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. Mm-mm. Anyhow, number 4. Oh, and the other thing is if you go into a salon and the person that wants to do your hair look like they did a segment on the Little Rascals, okay? they look like buckwheat or whatever, hair looking all crazy. They're dirty. What? Get away from me. You need a fly swatter. Get away. Leave. Run. Don't go back. Find somewhere else to go. See, that's why I don't do salon. Nope. I'm serious. Y'all, are y'all tracking with me? Am I wrong? Just tell me. Tell me. If you think I'm wrong, tell me. Tell me why you think I'm wrong. I ain't had buckwheat ain't messing in my head. No. Uh-uh. And then if you go to a salon, a nail salon, and their hands is looking all crazy and they want to no. They're the face of the business. If they look crazy, how are you supposed to have confidence they can take care of you? Nope. That's why I try to encourage people learn how to do your own stuff. I'm not trying to put nobody out of business except the ones that shouldn't be in business in the first place. I'll be checking out their license. Where's the license? Because they could be operating an illegal business and you in there and they messing around in your hair. You gonna draw back, you come back looking like a bald eagle. Anyhow. Oh, Highlander. I ain't trying to be fun. I'm cracking myself up. Y'all are so crazy. Anyway, let's see. You know what another thing is? You can go into these places and they do all this elaborate stuff with you, and you sitting there tortured, just in pain, trying to deal with whatever it is they doing on your head, right? Taking out their frustrations or whatever it is. And then you get home and you start losing hair. A couple days later, you got this piece of hair comes out, or you shedding, and you don't know what chemicals they put in your hair. You don't know what they did. I've heard of experiences where people have gone into salons and they wanted to get their hair, they wanted a trim, right? I don't know why they felt like the only way they could get a trim is to get a silk press, because there ain't no coming back from that. Okay. If they destroy your hair pattern, it's forever destroyed. It ain't no coming back from that. So if your hair is supposed to be tight, coily, and they put a silk press on it and they don't put a heat protectant on it, a good heat protectant on it, you can even tell them, I use this, or this is what I want to use, and take it with you, right? And monitor the temperature on the flat iron if that's what you're going to do, because you don't want too much heat. It will straighten out your hair. It'll kill your hair. It'll just kill it. So there you go. There's that. Right? Anyway. My soapbox is getting bigger and bigger. I got to do something about that. Anyway, number 4. In proper care. Laziness will destroy your hair. You have to take time with it. Now, last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever that was, I said, I ain't doing no 8 hour wash day. Okay. Because I don't think wash day has to be an entire day. I think that's nuts. I don't know what people are doing that it takes them the whole day to do their hair. I just, what? No. You know how long this took? I was in the shower. I washed it. I put the shampoo in it. I let the shampoo sit on my hair while I was washing the rest of me, the upper part, right? Then I rinsed it out, shampooed it again real quick, rinsed that out, put in the conditioner, which is supposed to be in there for, well, it's a natural plant-based conditioner is what I was using today. And then I washed the bottom half of me. And then by the time I got finished doing that, I took my wide tooth comb, I combed the conditioner through, and then I rinsed it out. I got out, I put in some penetrating oils, some leave-in conditioner, pulled it up like that. I think the whole wash experience may have taken 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Now, if you're going to do twists and all that, yeah, of course, it's going to take longer. It used to take me like an hour and a half to do twists. Now, if I do it, it takes me about 20 minutes, maybe, to do my whole head if I do it. But like I said, I tried to find easier, quicker ways to manage my natural hair that is not consuming my life. Some people, their whole life revolves around their head, right? They got stuff on it, but they ain't got nothing in it, right? It's been their whole life revolves around their hair. That's nuts. Get a life, get a real one. Anyhow, are there any more questions? Because that's really all I wanted to say. Laziness will destroy your hair. You have to take the time to do the research, uh, eliminate bad products, eliminate bad stylists, and learn to do your own hair. Learn to do your own hair. Even if you just revert to simple styles, right? It's your hair. It's your hair. It doesn't have chemicals on it. It doesn't have poison on it. It's your hair. So there you go. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Now, what oils do I use? Right now, I'm using an oil blend. Sharon Moore asked me what oils do I use. I'm using an oil blend right now, and it's in the Melanin Hair Care line from Natural 85 line. I'm almost at the end of it, but I just keep refilling it. I put, what do I have in it? Almond oil, argan oil. Oh my gosh. Almond oil, argan oil, jojoba oil. And there's one other something that I can't even think of right now. But they're all, and a little bit of spearmint oil. Yeah, a little bit of spearmint oil. Because they're penetrating oils, right? So it helps me to be able to comb through the tangles. If I get tangles on the ends, it helps me to be able to comb through that. And they penetrate. It goes into my hair. Now that it's gotten warm, if I'm going to be out a lot and I have to go out in the heat, I won't use the coconut oil. Here in the house, I keep my house at about 70 degrees. And coconut oil won't start melting till you get about 76 degrees. So I'll put that on my hair because it doesn't penetrate. Well, it does penetrate, but it also seals your cuticle, helps to seal your cuticles, right? If you have high porosity hair. So that's what I use. I just put it in a squirt bottle and mix it all up together, give it a good shake, and that's what I've been using for several months now. So, any other questions? Shirley says she needed a laugh. Oh my God. Anyhow. And then none of y'all send me no stories. That's terrible. And I was going to give you a gift too. The first 3 people that sent their stories, I was going to send everybody something from me, but nobody did. So, well, There you go. That's what happens when you're a consumer. Do I get any yellowing? If I use shea butter, the yellow kind, yeah, it'll make my hair yellow. It sure will. But conditioner can do that too. You know, a leave-in conditioner can do that too. But the one that I use is white, so I don't have that problem. But I kind of transitioned from using the yellow shea to using the white, what they call shea. It's not quite shea. It comes from another tree that's almost like shea, but you know, people in America recognize shea butter as shea butter. And so that's what they call it. They market it as shea butter, but it's really not. So I think if I use oils that are yellow a lot, then it may start to leach into my hair. Maybe. Yeah. What are some simple hairstyles for natural hair? You're looking at one. There you go. You're looking at one. It can't get no simpler than this. Put it up here, put it back here, put it down there. Simple. There you go. Uh-huh. I was pressure canning food all day long. I ain't had time to be fooling with my hair. And when I got finished sweating in that kitchen, I had to do something quick and easy because I wanted to get off my feet. I didn't want to be doing my hair for like 20 minutes. No thanks. I just detangled it and put it up in this puff. Shimmering light. Do you mean shimmering light, Shirley? Lights? That's what I use. It's for blonde and gray hair. So that's the shampoo that I'll use. It is a sulfate based shampoo, um, but it also has whatever it has in it to take the oxidation out of the hair. And that's what makes your hair turn yellow. It gets oxidated. So, and sometimes the products get rid of bad products. That's why I switched. Any more questions? 8:15. Oh Lord, I didn't see that. Let me see. Let me see. She said she sent me a story at 8:15. Sharon Moore says I found a jojoba oil at Walmart that is fairly clear. Make sure that I don't have your email in my inbox. I'm looking right at my inbox. I don't have your story. There's nothing here. I don't know why. I don't know where it went. You might want to double check that email address because I don't have it. There's no mail in this box. And I only use this address for this channel. And there's nothing here. And I get mail there, but I don't have anything from you. So double check that is enoughgrace12 at AOL.com. Oh, it's held for review. Really? I don't even know where to find that. Hmm. I don't know where to find that. I have to because I don't use AOL that often. This is the only thing that I use it for. I didn't even get a notification though. That's weird. I don't know why it's not. Hmm. Mail folders. New mail, old mail drafts. I don't know who's holding it. It ain't me. I don't have a thing on here that holds mail for review. Unless you send it. Did you send it to the email address or did you send it to me on the channel? Because that's different. I have to go somewhere else to look for that. You sent it during the live. Oh. Well, I don't know where you sent it to, but to this email address? To AOL? Because it's not here. It says no unread messages. Check back later. Okay. Not here. I'll look around and see if I can find it. Okay. Cherie Moore says, do you remoisturize between wash days? Um, it depends on the weather, right? We're kind of in our rainy season right now. So I don't really have to because there's a lot of humidity in the air. But next month and in August, it'll get really, really hot here. Those are our hottest months. And usually around that time, then I'll give my hair a good drink like if I don't do it every day, then I will do it every other day. I just hang my head over the tub and pour a couple of cups of warm water over my hair and give it a squeeze. I might put a cap on and let it soak in, and then, put some conditioner on it if I'm between wash days. So, oh, well, why didn't you say that, Elizabeth? I'm looking around on the wrong place. Oh my gosh, I don't even know where to find that either. Let me see. Nope, not there. I'll have to look and see. I don't know that I ever got mail on this channel. I don't even know where to look. I have no earthly idea. Let me look in here. Let's see. Did you send it under the community tab, Elizabeth? Where'd you send it to? Because I don't think I never set up email on this channel. So this is interesting. I've got some comments under the community tab, but I don't know. Use the email address that I gave you guys because I don't know where to find it on YouTube. I don't get mail there. So use the email address that I leave in the description box and send it there, and then that way I can read it. In the live chat, you're in the live chat now. You're making me crazy, okay? You're in the live chat right now. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay, let's see. Nope, not seeing it. I'm in notifications, history, videos. Nope. I'm looking on my phone because I didn't want to cut anything off. I don't even see. No. Send it to the email address that I gave you. Don't do it here because I don't know how to find it. So, yeah, send it there. All right, you guys. Any more questions? I'm getting ready to sign off. I try to keep it at an hour because I know I got all these different time zones going on, and sometimes I have different nations on here, and they're in the middle of the night and all that kind of craziness. So, anyway, that's our session for bad hair experiences and why they happen sometimes. Anyhow, so thank you guys for tuning in. Listen, if you have questions or it's something that you think about after we sign off, use the email address that I gave y'all. It's in the description box, okay? On any email. I mean, every channel, not every channel, every video that I've done has that same email address on it. So make sure if it's not on this one, then pull up any video that I've done and it's on there, the email address, and write me there with your questions or your afterthoughts or whatever. Okay. So thank you everybody for signing on. I appreciate it. You could have been anywhere else. Hey, look at that. I got the same amount of thumbs up as I got people. That's a first. Thank you so much for doing that. You hear that, YouTube? Looks like I'm going to be around a little bit longer. Anyhow, thank you guys for signing on. And just think about what I said, right? Don't pay people for bad service. Don't take poison if you can avoid it. Look up natural remedies for your symptoms and all that good stuff, and natural cures for certain things, right? Let me give you one more thing. One more thing. This gentleman had a bad foot fungus. He could not get rid of it. And he went to a woman who was a naturopath uh, practicing physician. And let me tell you what she did. She took fresh garlic, she pureed it in a food processor, and she mixed a little bit of coconut oil in with it. Now, uh, garlic is a natural antifungal and antibacterial, and so is coconut oil, right? She took those two, mixed it together. She made a paste out of it, put it on his feet, right? Especially his nails, the toenails, and the heel of his foot, was really bad. Wrapped his feet in plastic, right? And put socks on him, and said, leave it like this for 2 days. When he went back and she took all that stuff off, that dead skin, that fungus, and all that stuff just came right off. And that's another thing that'll lower your blood pressure is garlic. Just plain garlic. It'll help lower your blood pressure. If I feel like my blood is thick because I haven't had enough water or something like that, I might chew a clove of garlic, before I go to bed so you don't hear your pulse in your head. It'll thin your blood out so that your heart is not working as hard. Just saying. And that's why sometimes if you go to a doctor before you get ready to have a surgery, they'll tell you don't eat garlic for 48 hours before surgery because it thins your blood. Just a pointer for you. You guys have a good night. Thanks for coming by. I'll see you the next time I come on. And I've been pretty good about giving y'all notice, right? So I will make sure I give you notice. I will see you the next time I come on. Send me your questions to the email address. Don't send them to YouTube because I don't know how to find them on here. But send them to my email address and I will get it there. And I'll see you guys the next time I come on, and make sure you keep it natural. Okay? Keep it natural as you can. Bye. Love you guys.